at Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Donyshia Boston-Hill, along with my good friend here, Ray Schwetz. And we're back with our special guest, the one, the only, Juan Vides, founder of TechACHS Corp. And candidate for the New York State Assembly. Now, Juan, can you please share with us, your transition from going from business owner to politics? Like, that's scary.
It is because and it's not easy. Because you have to put yourself out there, and I think it takes a lot of, as some of my Jewish friends would say, chutzpah, to get out there and really do good. Look, like I said before, this country has given me so much that I want to pay it forward and generally help out people. Serving on several different boards like the American Heart Association for 5 years and Bethpage Federal Credit Union. It's always been about Long Island, giving back and helping out Long Island. The Long Island community knows me. I've been around for many, many years. So politics is new to me, but I'm not a stranger to Long Island. A lot of people know me on Long Island, and they know that I'm a good guy. And that has helped me to network. I've done a lot of networking and going to a lot of events, and that's how I met Ray. We met at a network event, and it's so important for business owners to know that networking is key. We have our friends like David Gustin, 516 Ad. You have Tom Gibson, IBO, Frank Angano with Boom Networking, Adrian Miller, which is Adrian's Network. You have also Gotham. You have BNI. You have so much that. And I forgive me if I left out a couple of the other networkings, but
some of them are friends of the show, so that's okay.
But the thing is, as a business owner, you have to get out there. So in a way, you're kind of campaigning yourself. You think about it. So there's no difference what I'm doing and applying to politics. What we normally do as a business owner, you have to get out there and meet a lot of people and network, and that's how you get business. Here, it's a little bit different. I'm going for votes now.
Right. So now, what area or constituency would this position
the 20th
cover?
Yes, the 20th district. You're looking at Long Beach, Oceanside, Island Park, parts of East Rockaway, Lawrence, Inwood, Woodmere, Cedarhurst, Lawrence. So it's the whole 5 towns.
Okay.
So and then in Long Beach you have East Rockaway, and you have Atlantic Beach, and then you have Point Lookout as well. So it's Long Island. Even though it's on the island, it's separate. They have separate zip codes and stuff. So we have a large community. It's the South Nassau, basically.
Well, the networking thing you touched on, I really think that is key, because that's how we got to know each other. And the thing is, before you do business with someone, and certainly before you vote with someone, you have to know, like, and trust them. And it's hard to trust somebody when you're talking about votes because, do you really know the person well?
Right.
So I think that's where, I would think you have a good advantage on Long Island.
Absolutely, because people know me. And, look, at the age of 26, I got on the board of directors of the Long Island Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Wow.
And I'm 41 now, so it's been half of my life I've been networking. So, and that's how and it's good because people know you and trust you, and then they like you, and you always have to be nice. I always say you have to be nice to the janitor, the cook, you have to respect people, even the street cleaners, because you just never know. You never know. You got to be very respectful for people. I think that's key. Being nice is good, but you also have to be respectful to people.
Right. And like Patrick Swayze says in Roadhouse, you be nice until you can't be nice.
There you go, exactly. And they do a roundhouse kick and, blow up stuff.
Somehow, everything I do always comes back to a bad B movie.
But that's your specialty.
It is.
The B-side.
So tell us a little bit about your platform, like what it is that is really driving you and giving you passion towards running.
The 20th has been affected by Sandy, and you would not believe that till this day, 5 years later, people still have not moved back to their home.
Yeah.
I mean, yesterday I had a fundraiser for my friend James Hodge, who, we're trying to get him back home. And he has done so much for the community. He's a great community leader. James is he's a man of gold. And this is the first time that we are trying to help him out. And he's one of many of other people that have not moved back home to Sandy.
Wow.
So, and again, it's that's one of the issues, and preparing for the next storm too, because, listen, once I don't think we're ready for another Sandy. If Sandy comes, we're not prepared.
No.
We have to have, solar on solar panels on emergency and hospitals. Communication is key, because one of the things that during Sandy, there was no power.
Right.
And how are people supposed to communicate if there's no power? So, and also we have the technology. We have voice over IP that, that is known to work during, when there is no backup. So we need backup generators. We need more funding and resources for our district, because the flooding is getting worse. The storms are getting a lot worse. I don't know if you noticed that. They're getting a lot worse. I mean, this past storm, there was 5 deaths. Can you believe that?
Oh, wow. No, I didn't know that.
That's unheard of. You had a storm that you had 5 deaths.
Wow.
And
it's sad.
It's sad, and nobody is doing nothing about it, and nobody's saying anything about it. I mean, what are we? We're just like sitting ducks.
Now, what do you think separates you from other candidates?
I came here from humble beginnings. I know what hard work is all about. I started bussing tables when I was 14 years old and working at several different jobs, and my parents too. My parents worked very hard. My parents had only a 7th grade education, and they came to this country and they were hard workers. So they instilled the hard work in me. I was not born with a silver spoon. So I am more in tune with the working class people, or the working folks, because I know their struggle. I know what it feels to not have money to get what you want sometimes. I understand that, and sometimes in making ends meet. And then also as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, sometimes not even paying your staff before, or your contractors before you get the paid. I understand the struggles.
That's reality.
I understand the struggles. So that makes me a little bit more in tune, because unfortunately some of the, other elected officials, I mean, I don't want to put them down because they're great. They've gone to great schools. They've gone to, great.
They had opportunities.
I had opportunities. I had to work hard for it. So that's what makes me different, that I'm a hard worker, and when somebody says no, gives me a challenge, I will fight to the end.
You are listening to Tower Talk Business Radio on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, and our guest today is Juan Vides. He is the founder of TechACHS Corp. And candidate for New York State Assembly. So what else is it that's driving you? I know there's some things that you and I have talked about. For example, the need for diversity.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that we as New Yorkers have to set an example for the rest of the country, that we are the more diverse. We are we have to get more people involved. And the fact that it's 2018 and there has never been a Latino elected in the New York State Assembly from Nassau County, I think that's a little bit troubling. We need more diversity. Because diversity is key, and we need solidarity between Long Islanders. Listen, folks, we're all New Yorkers. We're all Long Islanders. We have to learn to work together, And there's nothing. Experience this when Sandy happened, because when Sandy happened, after Sandy, everybody was helping each other.
Yep.
Everybody came together and worked together as Long Islanders. It didn't matter what race, what color, what religion, or what political affiliation you had to. We just knew we had to come together and work and help each other. And I know we can embody that same spirit. And especially what's going down in Long Beach right now, there's a fiscal storm, a major fiscal storm, and it's not right. And unfortunately, it's just a lot of infighting, and it's not good. But I want to remind everybody that during Sandy, we were all together, and I know that we can work together.
And that's key, bringing the community together, and that sounds like exactly what you're looking to do.
You got it.
And that's the way we were with 9/11.
Absolutely.
Similarly.
We were all Americans. In 9/11, we were all family. Okay? Let's just remember that, especially in this climate that we're so divided. What does it take? Another natural disaster or another big thing for us to start working together? Let's start working together.
So, I don't know how much you can talk about this now, but what are some of the things you're looking to accomplish, assuming that you get in the office?
Well, I mean, one of the biggest things that my district, the 20th district, needs is funding and resources. We need it desperately. I mean, like I said, again, there are a lot of people being affected by Sandy, and our district is just, I mean, I really, it hurts me when I see empty stores and businesses in my town, because I'm saying to myself, I'm like, we have to change that. I'll make a promise here. If I get elected, I will have my office on a main road and accessible to everybody. It's not going to be on the second floor. I will have it on a main road, because I want to work for the people. I want to be for the people.
I'll come visit your office if you're in Long Beach,
Thank
too.
you.
Because then you'll be close to the beach.
There you go.
I have good friends in Long Beach, and I hope they're listening. But yeah, I mean, it is, and it is sad to see, because it is such a beautiful town, and there's so many people there, and it's such an active place, and it's a destination.
Absolutely.
People are going there, and
I have sand in my shoes. I mean, listen.
Well, you're a Long Islander. You have to.
I am, but my heart has always been in Long Beach. I mean, I live in Oceanside now, which is 2 towns over. But I mean, I grew up 21 years living in Long Beach. I went to kindergarten to high school in Long Beach.
That's right. Yes.
So I have friends and everything, and then also we lived in Island Park because my wife works in Island Park. She's a teacher, a special ed teacher for 10 years there.
Wow.
And now we live in Oceanside for 10 years. So I'm a lifelong resident of the district. So I have a lot of roots in my district, and I feel that I'd be a good candidate for.
Now, in addition to your candidacy, how are things going to work with your business going forward? Well,
the assembly, it is a part-time position. I am not, by no way means, I'm actively looking for clients, because this is a full-time job.
Yes.
This is not, but I was able to build up my practice, or my, not practice, I'm talking like a lawyer over here, but my clientele that, and by the way, I work with a lot of lawyers because I do a lot of lawyer marketing, but my clientele, that is able to sustain itself. Because, as you know, with social media and search engine opposition, it's a monthly residual. So we set it up in a way that I can, go out and campaign. But once I get elected, I know the reality is that I have to focus on the people, not my business. And I get that. And I'm not actively pursuing. I'm putting my company on ice, basically. I'm not looking for any more business because I can't. It's just impossible. I mean, I barely. I'm able to do a lot, but thank goodness for my staff and my brother. You should know my brother. My brother handles.
Mauricio. We have to give him a shout out.
Yes, we do. We have to give him a shout out.
Now, if there's one thing you'd like to leave our listeners with in closing, and then of course where we can find you, please do so.
The important thing here, one thing I've learned in politics is that people don't vote, and it's really sad. To give you an idea, the last presidential election for the assembly seat that I had, only 4,000 people came out to vote. And that's out of like 60,000 registered voters. Yeesh. Only 4,000 came out to vote for a primary race, which to me, I was like, this is sad. I think people are disenchanted, but people are quickly to complain. But if you want to do something, vote. Put people that you feel are going to be good and do good for your community. Don't be focused on Washington. Focus on your district, your legislators, your council people, your state assembly. These are the people that you want to vote in office because they're going to have a direct impact to your community. Not what's happening at the White House, not what's happening in Washington, D.C. You should be focusing locally.
Right. They're boots on the ground with you.
Yeah. And where can we find you?
Oh, where you can find me?
Can we find you?
Well, my website is videsny.com.
Excellent. So now I think we need some DB philosophy.
I think we do, and we're going to take a little book out of a note out of your book. The real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by reflection.
Thank you for being with us, Juan.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Ray Schwetz, along with Donyshia Boston-Hill, your co-hosts and producers. The creative director of Tower Talk Business Radio is Rudy Breedy. This is an NCC Foundation Business Leaders Council production. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available on iHeartRadio as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcast, and Spreaker. This has been Tower Talk Business Radio, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk with you next week.